listening to precept on precept. Captain Shem break it down to no meat left. Line upon line in the word, make you respect. History collegiate when we teach it, brains reset. You listening to precept on precept. Captain Shem break it down to no meat left. Line upon line, the word make you respect. History collegiate when we you listening to precept on precept. Captain Shem break it down to no meat left. Line upon line in the word, make you respect. History collegiate when we teach it, brains reset. You listening to precept on precept. Captain Shem break it down to no meat left. Line upon line, the word make you respect. History collegiate when we you listening to precept on precept. Captain Shem break it down to no meat left. Line upon line in the word, make you respect. History collegiate when we teach it, brains reset. You listening to precept on precept. Captain Shem break it down to no meat left. Line upon line, the word make you respect. History collegiate
We are not a hate group. We are not affiliated with any other Israelite group. Israel United in Christ is a nonviolent Bible-based movement. We do not advocate or condone any acts of violence against any race, ethnicity, or gender. We advise that if anyone hears or knows of any plots to cause harm to anyone or to break the laws of the land, you must contact the proper authorities to bring awareness to any possible threat as stated in Leviticus chapter 5, verse 1.
Hey, shalom, y'all. Most High in Christ bless. Welcome to another edition Thursday evening, 9:30 Central, 10:30 Eastern. Thanks for hanging with us. We are your hosts. My name is Captain Shem.
Officer Matthew. Officer Mikael.
Officer Micah.
So all praise to the Lord. We are going to, let's go straight. We're going to write Watchman Report. We'll go right into the Watchman Report, and we're going to come back and check our thumbnail out for tonight's show. Stay with us.
Shalom, Israel, Most High in Christ bless. Let's go right into it. Come on. Tech team. Man cuts off multiple catalytic converters with power saw to help pay for his warrants, MPD says. He's Jake. I think he's Northern Kingdom. Shout out to Northern Kingdom. Next article, please. UK inflation back at 40-year high as food prices soar. So Israel, prepare accordingly, all right? Things are getting tough out here. Next article, please. Parents furious over woman seen twerking with her cheeks out at Michigan high school. Hey, if you can homeschool, homeschool. Next article. 4 missing friends found shot, dismembered in Oklahoma River. Person of interest in custody. Hey, make sure we're looking out for one another, all right? Don't just go off willy-nilly by yourself. It's crazy people out there. Next article. Christian physician assistant sues Michigan Health for being fired after objection to trans procedures. So she objected to it. This is Esau, and they fired her. So, hey, they going to start cracking down on us next. Next article. Air Force jet intercepts 2 Russian bombers flying close to Alaska. So I'm pretty sure they know where that border's at, but hey, they say they see what they can get away with. Next article. If a nuclear bomb is dropped on your city, here's what you should and shouldn't do to increase your chance of staying alive. We know Israel, keep the commandments, but there's some good pointers in there. You get an opportunity to read that, it'll help. This concludes the Watchman Report.
Well, we back. All praise to the Most High. Hey, thanks for the cue, tech team. All praises. Officer Mikael, I want you to explain tonight our thumbnail, because this is you put this thing together, and take us through the mindset as you were creating this thumbnail, because it says a lot, shows a lot without really. Just break it down.
So basically, we have gangsters, thoughts, and sodomites the guy with the tattoo on his back says all gangs are queer because essentially they all are. Just showing another level of how black people are destroyed. In the background, you have smoke and bombs going off as World War III is approaching.
Hey, is that image that says the gangs all queer? That's a real image? Somebody got that on their back?
I think that's an image for a book cover. But
Okay.
yeah.
Well, I wouldn't doubt it. You know, some of these guys today, man, our people are lost and confused. So listen, y'all, World War III is on the rise, and black people are still destroyed. Let's go start with number 7. We're going to go right down the list. Tonight, we're going to end it right about 11 o'clock. Today's going to be a short show. Shout out to Captain Zakar and Severus. I know that you brothers wanted to get some extra time in. You did your thing. All praises. So we're going to get right into video number 7. Gang rappers. All right. The rap game is...
Them dudes weak, Cap.
Yes.
Them dudes weak.
Really weak.
Looking at all this stuff that's been going on, all these brothers tough right up until they got to stand up for their people. Then they cower, tuck their legs in.
Talking about racism don't exist because they've never seen racism.
Oh, you talking about Lil Wayne?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That guy. Racism don't exist.
Police steady watching me. Every day they clocking me. Red alert, I'm the dangerous. I keep that clock on me. In New York, I've been there wrong. Hide it in my sock. You said Savvy Rock. Running from.
I'm not gonna lie, catch him in his guys, and I got it on me, I'm blowing it. You be all in bullets, I'm throwing it. And she got a Chevy, I'm zoing it. I'm with the sevens, please don't get stretched. Feet's gonna get wet, loving my set, that's on jet. You know. Leaning on bent, first I man crip, now you claim blah. White. So you claim Jack can't even lie ever since Ruck. Whooping my flex, feet pulling up, tinted. I'm every denim with the racks in it. Feet pulling up, tinted. I'm every denim with the straps in it. I've been a trending topic. So many watch my pockets.
Hey, pause real quick. So, you know, and that was the MO of a lot of us growing up in late 80s, 90s, 2000s. Some of the video lyrics are pull up tinted. And the first thing you do, if you're black and American, you have a car with rims and tint, you have automatically given yourself the label of being a drug dealer. So here you are stepping out the car with tinted windows and you got rims and you got rap music. You are already a drug dealer. So just the little things that, I know he talking about gang signs and throwing all this up, but just you got to use wisdom. If you know your people was murdered for 400 years, they misidentify and mislabel you and lock you up and plant drugs in you. Why would you give somebody that over you? And a lot of us, we got to come, y'all brothers, man, we got to come out of that. Those of you who are on the fence with this truth, do not give people power over you. And when you do that, you play into the stupid stereotype. Okay, it's just simple. Play on.
I'm every denim with the racks in it. Feet pulling up, tinted. I'm every denim with the straps in it. I've been a trending topic. So many watch my pockets.
Excuse my charisma. Vodka with a spritzer. Swagger down pat. Call my shit Patricia. I ain't nothing like you fucking rap niggas. Hustle man, a shooter, that's a crib nigga. I just wanna ride a robber day and empty clips. Well, you know I had crippin' in my gym. Boy, take your head off, boy, and I play tennis, boy. Pull up in, he saw 240 and I start making noise. Trouble with the stock, it's gonna kick, but it won't hurt. Turn this bitch sideways, rip him like some homework.
Bitch lost soul, son. Oh, and I know it. Fucking with them old boys. You gon'
Hey, pause real quick. So we just want to show you that y'all have a lot of us like rap music coming in the world. But this is who the children are looking up to. These guys right here, these are supposed to be the princes. These are supposed to be the next young generation. And it's a sorrowful thing. And that's why, give me Ezekiel chapter 37, verse 9 and 10. Actually, start at verse 1. Because these brothers is dead, man. They walking around, they glorifying violence, they glorifying weaponry. And guess what? None of the glorification they talk about is is murdering any other race outside of who look like them. And that's a sorrowful thing. It'd be different if you was trying to rise up together and all the raps was against your oppressors for what they did to you. Then it would be that indignation would be, you could justify that. All of this is to kill another brother that you grew up with right down the street or 4 blocks over, you was friends with in 3rd grade, and then you got to 12th grade and you realize that your side of the street can't be with his side of the street, so now you can't be friends no more. Literally, streets are divided, neighborhoods are divided because of not just colors, it's more than that. And our people really are, they are the dead that Ezekiel saw. They are the skeletons. They are the bones that was in the ground. Read.
Ezekiel chapter 37, verse 1. The hand of the Lord was upon me, and carried me out in the spirit of the Lord, and set me down in the midst of the valley which was full of bones.
Right, so Ezekiel prophetically is seeing this valley of dry bones. And now, but he sees that it represents something. It's not really bones. It's something else. Read on.
Verse 2. And caused me to pass by them round about.
Because he got to see all around about. Read on.
And behold, there was very many in open valley.
Right. A lot of them was in the open valley. These were not actual skeletons. And the proof he's going to tell you about later. Read on.
And lo, they were very dry.
Come on.
And he said unto me, Son of man.
Come on.
Can these bones live?
He said, can they live? What you talking about? How the hell? Let's think literally. How can bones, like you got to pick a femur, you got to, what's another bone, your arm bone? Your tibia, your femur, collarbone. Give me some bones. Ribs. How could spine, skull, how can bones actually live? And this is what Ezekiel, along with Moses, along with many other prophets, particularly Moses, saw Solomon. They saw these brothers, man. They saw men like this. Okay? Some of us, if we didn't have this truth, we would be following that crap. And we don't hate them. We don't hate them. We want them to change. Read on.
And I answered, O Lord God, thou knowest. He said unto me,
yes,
prophesy upon these bones.
And that's the thing. Why would Ezekiel speak down to bones and say, hey, bones? Who does that? These bones represent a dead spirit. Read on.
And say unto them,
what?
O ye dry bones.
So you talking about, you going to say that Ezekiel's really talking to a femur, a collarbone, a tibia? He's speaking to them? No, he's not. It's showing you how destroyed we've become. You have to understand something. 3 generations before, these brothers, well, not that it's important, could not vote, could not stand in a line with a white man to get at a lunch at a Woolworth to get a doggone chocolate shake or vanilla friggin' sundae or something. They had to go on the top seat of movie theaters. In 2 generations before that, they was getting chased by dogs and lynched for walking down the street. Now they killing each other. Do you understand? Like a black man from, let's say, for example, I'm gonna give it somebody we can relate to. Let's look at somebody like Richard Pryor. Can you imagine Richard Pryor? Let's think about Richard Pryor's grandfather. I'm saying Richard Pryor because everybody knows Richard Pryor, black comedic force in the 70s and 80s and even early 90s. Richard Pryor is someone we know about. Bill Cosby, somebody like that. Their grandfathers went through incredible struggles. Now you've got these men. These are the generations that the young look up to, so-called rappers. Okay, read on.
Hear the word of the Lord. Thus said the Lord God unto these bones, behold, I will cause breath to enter into you.
And that's why I know that we've heard these scriptures before. That's why it's so important that we show up at these events. That we shout out to Captain Han and I. Last week we were out at Taste the Soul in Los Angeles, California. And I got a chance to ride down Crenshaw, got a chance to ride down a lot of these neighborhoods where major gang warfare happens, and colors and all of these different things. And you realize, and it's amazing because it's such a beautiful place, Southern California. The weather, you got pomegranate trees, orange trees, all type of vegetation, beautiful weather, and in the same block, people are killing each other for nothing, really nothing. Read on.
And ye shall live, and I will lay sinews upon you,
Come on.
and will bring up flesh upon you.
So does this mean Ezekiel's a doctor? He's actually going to get the bones. He's going to take muscle fibers and attach them, because that's what literally it's talking about, right? No, because as he's prophesying, he's showing a process of time with the Israelites. Read on.
And cover you with skin.
And so only who could cover with? Is he building a Frankenstein? No, read on.
And put breath in you.
Now that breath is going back to when we read in the book of Genesis. That breath is the commandments of God. That's the life. Read on.
And ye shall live.
And ye shall live. And we've had many brothers, and just success stories. We've had many brothers who have been in gangs, deep, okay, been in rap groups where they were horrible to the black community, and they came out of that. Now they're doing truth music with their lyrics. Many of them have just changed their lives around. So they're living proof that what Ezekiel saw. He saw prophetically these men changing. Read on.
And ye shall know that I am the Lord.
And you shall not. And this is it takes God to change these men here. And God ain't gonna come down to earth and say, hey, stop being a gang member, stop doing this. He's gonna come through a prophet like Ezekiel. And Ezekiel, all of them is back today. And now we're here saying to y'all, you gotta repent. This is the purpose of everything we do, is to take brothers like that and show them the way. Now, if they don't want to hear, that's on them. They're gonna pay for what they do. But there's going to be elect that come out of there, and it's going to change their ways. And this is what the whole purpose of is united in Christ. All right, so never lose. We watch this. It's depressing as hell seeing these brothers, man, glorifying the murder of their own brethren. Go back to that video one more time. We're going to finish that up.
Bitches love Sosa, oh, and the no, and fucking with them old boys. You gon'
whole lot of beans in my left hand. The pistol got a drum, I'm the band man. Whole lot of
trapper slash rapper slash bad bitch snatcher. Come here, baby mama mad. She said you live like a bachelor.
Ooh, I smoke, baby. Ooh, I smoke, Tiki.
So,
hey, Cap,
please.
This video right here, the names he's naming, those are his actual blood cousins that he killed because they were in a rival gang. That happened in Jacksonville, Florida.
You talking about blood
the
cousins?
actual family. But because they were a rival gang, they killing each other. And they're making songs about it.
And this is how you know that we are the Israelites. And I keep going back to this. Does the Chinese have a mafia? Russian have a mafia? Yeah, sure they do. But real mafia, real gang, they don't go and talk about that. We're the only people that, yes, we do these horrible things to each other, and then we sit there and we entertain about it. And the amazing thing is that white people will buy this and listen to that and sing it with their buddies, and you allowing them to glorify our pain. This is why, like I said, the Most High is a master. To take someone like that and to make him swing 360s to keep the commandments of God, that's a miracle. That's a miracle.
The Jewish media promotes that.
Yes.
Jewish media promotes that. You notice how we could put a video out and they'll ban it. They'll take it off. Can't use it, this, that, and the third. But they'll allow young brothers to say, yeah, I killed this person and I killed that person to a beat. And they promote it. He'll be the next big drill rapper.
Also, we never see any, that's Lil Fickelstein shoot 'em up, or
nope,
Lil Rosenfeld do dirty. You never see rappers with them Jewish names.
Nope. But the Jewish media will promote it.
You know what? And I was meditating on this 3 days ago. How would blacks who have tens of millions of dollars or have hundreds of millions, even billions of dollars, how could they come out of the system? This is the only way they could do it. They would all have to agree on a set of rules that would be kept amongst themselves. And this is what, I'm just speaking carnally for a sec. Then they would have to all agree together to ban and boycott all of these damn Caucasian labels that have control of them. They have to get out of their contracts, fulfill their contracts, and then all agree we're not signing with them anymore. That would mean they have to all see them. Give me Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68. Verse 48, real quick. Give me in Nehemiah chapter 5, verse 9. The first thing they would have to do is realize that although they're feeding you, you high-paid slave, they are your enemies. Once you realize that, you have enough, because people are not looking, like Officer Micah said, they're not looking for shoot 'em up Feinstein, because they don't give a damn about that. We are the salt of the earth. We have the power if we could come as one. But we'll never do that. The only way we can come together is God's laws. But I'm just speaking currently for real quick. You rappers out there, Kanye got a little bit of heart. But if you, why isn't everybody standing behind Kanye right now? How come all the rappers ain't, but like, you know what? Nah, that's our brother. They trying to blackball him? Hell no. We ain't allowing that. Why don't they all come together? Yo, Jay-Z, I got $2 billion, bro. Listen, we're gonna put our money in the front thing. We're gonna raise up $10 billion in capital. We're gonna start investing that. We're gonna create a fund so that we can put all our brothers off, buy all their labels out, and we're gonna start a whole doggone Negro League rap music. And guess what? Now we control everything. You want to sign, you got to go through us. So that's what Original Royalty's doing right now, okay? But my point is that it shows you the disconnect. For you to allow, like, and Kanye is, like I said, where Kanye go off is this. Kanye said that, he said, I also am a Jew. No, brother, you are the Jew. They're trying to be like you. They're not the Jews. They pertain to be like you, and that's the only thing he's missing. He's missing the fact that he's giving them credit. You can't give them no credit at all. But my point, all of them should stand behind that brother, all together as one, then they could control that, okay? And that's the same thing with a lot of these, like Jalen Rose is starting to realize that, hell, hold up. We come out of high school, we could make the NBA, we could do these different things. We're making you tens of millions of dollars. And look at this, look at LSU right here in Baton Rouge, I think it is. Mm-hmm. LSU has a stadium that is actually bigger than almost every NFL stadium. LSU. Yep. Louisiana State University. And the whole point is that this place is wicked. So read that real quick.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 48.
Come on.
Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies.
And this is what all these brothers, and here's the thing. When you was, like Biggie said, it was all a dream. I used to read Word Up. Saw him when he was talking poor. Before the state came, Biggie was eating. Sometimes he wouldn't eat no damn food. Sometimes he didn't have nothing. And he had to sell drugs. And that's what a lot of brothers have to do. Grow up with real poor. And that you're hungry. You understand, okay, you start to see, if they kept that street mentality and actually saw and remember their history, these devils had our grandfathers in slavery. The hell with them. We're going to get in there. We make a little bit of money, use them, okay? Make sure we got a fund. Jay-Z's the buyout guy. All right, listen, you in for another 2 years? How much to buy you out? He need $5 million, bam, buy him out. Now my brother's free. I got you. We're going to form our own label. The hell with these devils. Where's that at? Where's that hardcore street project mentality there? Where Nas and them brothers ain't coming, they form their own stuff. Forget about the A&Rs and the execs. You don't need them. But you know why it's never going to work? Because you don't have the same moral standards. Because how you going to do all of that? And you got 3-4 different babies' mothers. And you smoking weed. The Lord ain't never going to bless that. And that's what you brothers got to understand. The Lord ain't going to bless you. Okay? And I root for Kanye, man. I love for that brother to wake up and stand up in the face of his enemies. But it's a shame that all you rappers, okay, you don't stand up. You do not stand up when you see your own brother getting oppressed. A lot of you brothers is afraid, man. And if I was corner too, shoot, I got $5 million. I'm making $5 million every 6 months. You gonna take that away? Now I'm back to I got no money coming in. If I was corner, I'd be stupid. I'd be stuck too. Mum's the word. Read.
Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies.
Come on.
Which the Lord shall send against thee.
Read.
In hunger.
That's right.
And in thirst.
Yep.
And in nakedness. And in want of all things.
And that's why they know black people are covetous as hell. And this, the proof is you watch that video. What do they always do? They always reach for their gun, their chain. They hold their chain up like this. They hold their rings up and all this. They don't value themselves. They begin to value themselves when they see they got some material form. You don't see, like for example, you'll never see a rapper or the car with a 1985 Honda Accord talking about you, but you will see him when he has that new shiny car, that Bentley, that fancy car that makes him feel important, that fancy grill, that fancy 4-finger ring, the big chain. Now, it's not about me. It's this right here. It makes me, I'm fly, nigga. Look, I got that. And it's a sense of falsity. And that's a covetous spirit that people have. Read on.
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck.
And guess what the yoke of iron with a lot of these rappers are? One of these brothers said it, man. A lot of times they'll put stuff in your drink, slip something in your drink, they'll get some dirt on you. And then right when you start standing up for yourself, they show you a tape. Remember when this happened? And you might not remember because you was out for 15 hours of some drug. You wake up, what's going on? Okay? Well, I think they played it on Patient Saints. I forget what
Smart.
it was. Yes.
I was a rapper Smart. And he, like a lot of other people, they get into these spaces and they try you. They try you on certain things. They see you as an up-and-coming artist, and they try you on certain things. Before you even get the contract, they want to see, all right, how far can we go? What can we do? How far can we push this guy? Right. And some of them, I know some of y'all, especially y'all down here in New Orleans. I know some of y'all, and y'all have done some things. And y'all act like people done forgot. As soon as you go to standing up and saying a whole lot of stuff like Kanye, they start to bring your dirt up. So you can either get one or two things. You could do like Malcolm X, repent, and be like, look, you done cast the wrong stone at me. I can admit to what I did. Or you're just going to keep quiet and mess around, and Candace Owens going to have more balls than you.
She do already.
Hey, and you know what's where were we at? I got to speed up. Go to video number 8. Video number 8. Just to see Deuteronomy 28. These brothers don't understand that these are your enemies. Just because your enemies give you gifts, it's destroyed you to the point where. And you listen, you brothers that go, if you walk into a business and you have a Caucasian you're about to do business with, and you know he's your enemy, why would you accept food for him? Why would you accept drinks from him? Anybody in this circle that you didn't grow up with, why would you trust them? I learned the lesson the hard way. I need to know who's serving my food and serving my drink. Not everybody that's your brother you grew up with in the streets is your brother. You got to be careful. Watch who serves your food. Watch who's around your drink. Okay? Especially as you get more famous, you get more position, people start to hate you, even your own people. You'd be surprised. That's how Tupac, Biggie, a lot of them dudes die because the inner circle, they become jealous. They saw the notoriety that happened around them. And what happened? Okay? Video number 8, please. This is great. Officer Mickey, I really like the concept behind this. Is good. A sister has a question. It's a heavy question.
What exactly did black people ever do? Like, I'm genuinely asking, what did we ever do to deserve anti-blackness in every single community? We were brought over here in chains. We were beat, raped, and murdered. We fought for our freedom just to end up with Jim Crow and segregation and being lynched by the KKK. We were segregated into our own communities, then denied jobs, denied funding for our schools. You kill our black men, then make fun of us for not having fathers. You dehumanize and demonize and kill our black women, and nobody bats an eye. What exactly did black people do? What exactly did we do?
Hey, you know what?
That's heavy.
You know what, Cap? A lot of people ask that same question on Clubhouse. A lot of them. They're like, well, what do we do? Well, what have we done to do this? We say, we didn't keep God's commandments. So we opened ourselves up for all of this to happen to us. Yeah, but what do we do, though? We didn't keep God's commandments. Don't you see that the keeping of the commandments is our safety net?
Right.
And when we strayed away from that, we opened ourselves up to punishment.
That's right.
It's like your kids. You tell your child, don't touch that stove. Don't touch that stove. As soon as you move and turn your back, they go touch the stove, they come to you crying. What you going to say? Right. Oh, come here. No. You're like, I told you don't touch the stove. That's what you get. Now the child going to look like, well, what did I do to get my hand burnt? What did I do for the stove to treat me this way? It's a stove. It's hot.
You know what's those of us who had fathers in the house for a little bit, you remember you did something messed up, man. You knew it was coming, bro, and you expected it. And really, if it didn't happen, there's no structure. We needed it, even though at the time we dreaded it. Read Leviticus chapter 26. I'm gonna show you something. We because we despise our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be his name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Because we despise our Father's rules, our Father jacked us up. And that sister is asking every black person should be asking that question. And here's the thing, that's a Christian. How come her pastor is not consoling her and giving her, how come anybody in the church can't answer that question? That's why we know that the Christian church, that also the Nation of Islam, although they sound altruist, they sound black, the only time they got any answers when Farrakhan used the Bible. Okay, let's read that, Leviticus 26.
Leviticus chapter 26 and verse 14.
And this is heavy. We're gonna read this. This is the answer to our, and that sister's probably 20-something years old. And that sister got a great question. Sis, if this ever got around to you, sister, you're an Israelite. Okay? The reason why these things are going to keep happening because we don't keep the commandments, like Officer Matthew said. But if you return to the one true God, sis, the Lord will give you mercy in the land of your enemies. Read.
But if you will not hearken unto me and will not do all these commandments.
See, we have to do them. Read on.
And if ye shall despise my statutes.
Black people despise moral standards. That's why you could sit there and you could say something on the street about, you could say all this, hey, the Black Panthers rose up. You could talk about young lion raised up, Genesis 49. You could talk about Esau's the devil, what he did. And they agree with all that. As soon as you start attacking moral standards and rules for dress and eating, black people they despise you. And you're reading the word of God. They hate what you're saying. Read on.
Or if your soul abhor my judgments.
And our people, I'm telling you, man, they say, God would never say that. You can't judge me. We just said, sister, stop showing your breasts and your rear end to everybody. So you despise, that you abhor what we saying? This is what we see in every urban city, and especially in Babylon the Great. Okay, read on.
So that ye will not do all my commandments, but that ye break my covenant.
That's what we've been breaking God's covenant. Read on.
I also will do this unto you.
He said, okay, you don't want to listen to your Father which art in heaven. I'm going to do this to you. This is your punishment. Read.
I will even appoint over you terror.
So God decided who he was going to appoint over us. Think about the mastermind of God. Here goes a nothing people. I'm going to take them and I'm going to show you that you physically stronger, better, got more soul, more fire, more empathy, all of that, you superior to them, and I'm going to let them rule you. Think about that. That's punishment. It'd be different if there was much mightier of a people, right? Stronger, more. We have no rhythm, and so they got all the soul. Damn, them is some great. No, not at all. Read.
Consumption and the burning ague.
Come on.
That shall consume the eyes and cause sorrow of heart, and ye shall sow your seed in vain.
Come
on.
Your
enemies shall eat it, and I will set my face against you.
Watch this.
And ye shall be slain before your enemies.
And that's what the sister's asking. So we fought for the right to get free. Okay, freedom came. Jim Crow. Then we had to fight a sharecropping. After sharecropping, fight for the right to vote. What's next? Because this is a continuous process. 2026 ain't gonna be nothing different. It's gonna be something else they're gonna get us on. Read.
They that hate you shall reign over you.
And that's the point. Because we despise God, they that hate, because they hate you. This is the thing. This is why I gotta be careful what I say. I don't know who watches this. There's nothing worse than a black man who really believes in his heart that the white man loves you. It make me sick when I see that. Because I know, like, okay, you go to work and there's a certain amount of social interaction. Hey, how you doing? How's the kids, right? Okay, right. Okay, I know that's BS. You don't give a crap about you don't care about none of that. Okay, well, how you doing? It's understandable when you know your enemy. That it don't take nothing personal, okay? But when you actually give your soul to them and think that they care, but now, don't get me wrong. Thank the Lord for the mercy that we do get from our Esau at our jobs. We want mercy from our enemies. But my point is, if you trusting in them and like you think they really care somewhere deep down, no, they don't. The Lord said, "They that hate you shall reign over thee." So y'all got to come out of that. A lot of us have that. We still have that mindset. The white Jesus is going to save us.
That's that Christianity mindset, Cap. That's that I'm going to love the hate out of them concept. A lot of our people, they still got that in their head. Like when you was talking, when you said people that really truly believe in their heart that white people love them, you know what popped in my head? No. The image of that lady that was holding the crowd off of the KKK member, the racist bigot that was insulting the entire crowd. And when they go to jump and whoop his behind, the black woman, stop, no. Like, come on, man. At a certain point, you're going to have to look at yourself in the mirror and say, do I really love myself? Or do I love them more than I love myself?
Think about the psychological process of you as a black man, right? And you go get the dye. So you pay for the dye. Here you are, got skin tone that's like a Hershey bar or whatever, different colors. Here you are, the process of either A, you say, yeah, go ahead and get the yellow dye. Either you said it and somebody going to do it for you, or you there, you went to the store, you purchased it. $16, whatever it is. You pay for it. Now in your mind, what is going through your mind? I'm going to put this in and white people going to love me now? Or I'm going to be accepted? What's going through your mind? Now you get the product, you put the dye in, you put it in your hair, you wait for it to set. Then when you look in the mirror, now do you love yourself more? Like, you got to really think about that. And a lot of sisters, or with the weave, it costs $38 for the cheap weave, $300 for the good weave. I seen this picture of a news anchor, beautiful sister, very lovely face, dark skin. She got the most bright blonde wig ever. And so, like, what did you want people to say? We love your hair? They're laughing at it. They can't. You look like a damn cartoon character. It's amazing, and that's the mindset, because we want to be like those who hate us. Who else has blonde hair? Come on, man. You got to really think about that. And I see it. I see it around me, and it's embarrassing. But it is, and our people are sick. Go on to number 9. We're gonna move right on. This is some crazy stuff. Didn't this happen on the street in New Orleans where the two sisters were shooting each other?
They were shooting outside the car. They was riding, shooting outside the car.
So, and this is in those of you who have ever seen the term NOPD. That's the New Orleans Police Department. They've got a couple of shows about New Orleans crime. They shoot a lot of the stuff right downtown New Orleans. They go to different districts and shoot Garden District. They shoot some of these shows. Play number 9. This is these are sisters that look at this.
That's the high rise.
So they just shooting out the car.
That's the high rise.
You got to understand, where Officer Maps is talking about, they have a bridge that connects the east to Gentilly. Can I say that?
Mm-hmm.
It's a very high bridge. These young black women look like they were Glocks. Look like they 9mm. It kind of sound like that. I could be wrong.
Like that, yeah.
And they were shooting sporadically up. Well, people, this is a very, very, very populated part of the city. I travel it 4, 5, 6 times a day sometimes over that bridge. And it's nothing for that to ricochet and hit a kid, or hit an old woman, hit an old man. These sisters, they learned that mindset from somewhere. Who taught them that it was okay to just roll? And by the way, New Orleans is predominantly the area that they were in. The people that live in this neighborhood here, predominantly all black Americans that live in this area. So bullets go up, they got to come down, right? Yep. So it's not like this is the black people kill me. Why don't you go do this in an area where there's not your people at? They would never do that there. They only do it around with people that look like them. This is the self-hatred. Why would you do that? And then when something happens, you crying, boo-hooing. When somebody do that and it hits your nephew, and your nephew dies, and you go over him crying, and your dumb ass is doing the same thing. This is not uncommon. This happens all the time. Happens, and it happened to us. We were driving through one of these. I'm not gonna say the name of the city. We were driving, and someone just randomly shot at our vehicle. It's crazy. And guess what? It was another black neighborhood, and again, it was black people that did it.
Yep.
Okay, so it's sickening, bro. Sickening. Play some more. I'm gonna play it again.
If I'm not mistaken, that's it.
What do you notice besides them actually shooting guns?
The blonde hair.
Yes.
Wow. That sits right over our school.
Yeah. That high rise, yeah.
That's right.
That's
right there. Right out there.
Mm-hmm.
So what we're saying, this directly affects us. And here's the thing. Somebody in that car was stupid enough to put that on social media to the point where now we're watching it on a radio show. You think how stupid black people are the dumbest people on the earth.
Yeah, the police already know who they are. Got their pictures all over the news stations around town. It's only a matter of time before they dumb behinds get caught and go to jail. It's only a matter of time. They put it on their social media. You're going to post where you are eventually. You probably got your address on your social media. Somebody in your friends list knows who you are. You just put everybody in your friends list in the line of fire for police questioning.
And Officer Matt, you say it all the time. They don't know how to turn off geo-tracking, so everything they post has all their metadata on it anyway, and the police do use that.
Yep. They know how to take a picture or a video, upload it to a certain site, get your location, they will get your longitude and latitude coordinates. They know exactly where you are.
And what's crazy, 9 times out of 10, I guarantee that's somebody's mother.
Yeah.
One of them is probably a mother.
Yep. And a lot of them, what they do is they do all of this stuff. But like Cav said, where do they learn this stuff from? The same music that we played in the first video. Think about it. That music is promoting them to do that kind of stuff and make it cool.
Right. And that's the importance of what we're doing. Like a lot of these sisters and for Original Royalty, they're talking about what I need to do in time for these women to become wives and mothers. What do we have to do? And they're celebrating feminine traits. They're celebrating the essence of a woman by doing the thing that the scriptures speak about. And they're still having style doing it, still look lovely. And that's what Ezekiel saw. You know, our forefathers saw things like this in the spirit. They saw that's destroyed. 100 years ago, you was hoping not to get taken off the street and lynched. I remember I heard a story one time in my wife's side of the family that light-skinned brother with freckles was walking in the street one day, and he's coming home from somewhere, and he saw they just pulled over and they beat him to the point where he just within an inch of his life, and he crawled all the way home on his porch. and he died in the arms of his family on the porch. Like, that happened like every day. And we went from that to this. Like, our people are some really, I'm telling y'all, we are living, Christ is coming back soon. You got damn wicked ass laws in Virginia that talk about if your child identifies as a different pronoun or gender, and you as a parent say, I'm gonna put an end up, you not doing, you a boy, I raised you, okay? That they can, there's not a law yet, they can charge you. You see how evil this place is? That right there, who would have thought 15 years ago somebody shooting and showing that? Only like real, true gang guys would do stuff like that. And they wouldn't want to show that. Our sisters, they've lost it. They lost it. Let's look at it. Illegal discharge on the interstate. Okay. Now, we got one more, but I don't want to see that. That's we're running out of time. But look, so we're showing you, and we showed you the last two shows, that black people are destroyed, man. It's 2022. We're about to get into what's going on right now in Europe, how World War III is very much more on the rise this week than it was the last 2 weeks. And black people are still doing some of the stupidest stuff. We showed you a couple weeks ago, was it last week? A mother was smoking weed and giving her 3-year-old hits. Do you understand how? Show me one Arab who's ever done that. Show me a Chinese mother. Chong, 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 hit this. Are you serious? But the black woman, this is how we know we the. And when I say that, I'm giving my impression from Chinese movies that I saw. I'm not slandering Chinese people. Sometimes they sound like that to me on movies that I've seen. Okay. And by the way, the Chinese, Moab is the damn devil the Bible speaks of, just to be clear. Meaning they're deceivers. They act like they like you. They don't. You go into the shop. They call you nigga behind your back. You go in to get your nails done. You go to church. Oh, nothing, nigga. And they say it in a different language. Okay. So they talk about you. Let's go to video number 1. Break. Hey, listen. We got to go to break. Listen. Stay with us. We only going to go another 25 minutes. Y'all stay with us. Precept upon precept on this Thursday evening. Stay with us.
It's IUIC TV for me.
It's IUIC TV for me.
Yo, witness, reverse iconoclasm. Painting pictures based off lost scriptures you couldn't fathom. Come time travel through ages of biblical pages. Black images from the creation to revelations. Creating black art that's abstract through holy contact to show on the...
Shalom, Israel. This is Bishop Nathaniel. I want you to know that you can view all our Sabbath classes live on IUIC TV. That's right, I said on IUIC TV. Download the app today. Shalom.
Hey, shalom, shalom. Welcome back to Precept Upon Precept. So the first part of the show, on the part 3, we talked about, look, it's 2022. We're getting ready to go into World War III, and black people, we are still destroyed. And when I say black, I'm still talking about the Latino brothers, the Native American brothers. Okay, we are destroyed as a people. Okay, that's the label that we've been called, all right? Check this out. Let's go to video number 1. And actually, there was a video that Officer Micah, you posted. And it was like the first one 3-4 days ago, and it showed a couple different pictures and stuff. I figured I want to see that because that right there kind of set it off. If you could get that in the queue, I don't know if you put that up, but tell you what, let's go to number 1. Actually, real quick, do me a favor. Get me GDP by country. Gross, I thought it was gross national. Right, gross domestic product. Domestic, yes, meaning local. Because what you're going to find is that, I'm going to preface this because we're going to show some rioting and some protest, not in a country that's a third-rate country. We're going to show you a little bit about their economies first. So you can understand what's really going on, what's about to happen in a lot of places. You going and Ezra saw it, okay? Yeah, there we go. Yes, sir. And by the way, you can search. I did cross-referencing and fact-checking. They all kind of say the same. And we don't just look at one source. They pretty much all coincide the same way. So we're going to look at gross domestic product by country in, scroll down. Okay, so this is overall. And some vary by a little bit, but this is worldwide. So by far, the United States is probably, it's at least a third or more greater, 35% or more greater in the trillions of dollars over China. And China has a hell of a lot more people than the United States. Okay? Japan, right behind China. The U.S. is damn near almost 5 times the gross domestic product. Now, look at number 4. This is what I wanted to show you. Number 4 is Germany. Germany is number 4. Germany is number 4. Now, so it's 3.693 trillion. I'm assuming it's equivalent to dollars, right? Let's scroll down a little bit more. We got India, the United Kingdom. So the United Kingdom is also, England is within that. The United Kingdom has England, Ireland, Wales. Okay, but that's the UK, right? That is number 6, and that's it's an island country, right? Look at number 7, and I want to focus on 1 through 10, particularly number 4, number 6, and number 7. Look, the UK is $2.638 trillion. France is $2.583 trillion. So 3 of the top 10 GDP are in countries in Europe. Why is that important? We're going to find out. Let's go down a little bit more. Whoa, I stand corrected. 4. Italy is number 9. Yeah, so we have Germany is real high. You have England, top 6, France, Brazil. I want you to think in perspective. Brazil is a huge, huge country, right? Italy could fit many Italys or many UKs in Brazil, and it's number 9. Just shy of $2 trillion. That's all I wanted for that. Now, let's go to the article number 5, Economy of Europe. And we're not going to go too long tonight. I want to show you, that's why when we show you next the different things that are going on, how could these things be going on in countries where they're the top 10 in GDP. Let's look at that. If it's not a video, there should be something to do with, okay. So Wikipedia, Deacon Ithon says, listen, Wikipedia, I'm gonna use Wikipedia. A lot of people say, oh, you can use, they change it. Well, for the most part, it's pretty on point. So let's read this, the economy of Europe.
The economy of Europe comprises about 748 million people in 50 countries.
I'm going to show you something. In China, so the whole population of Europe, to include the UK, doesn't even have half of the people they have in China. But yet, if you add up all their economies, they dwarf China. Showing you the power, give me Job 9:24. Just based upon GDP, the white man run the earth. Just based upon numbers. You don't even you just look at the gross domestic product of the white run nations and look at the population. The white man run the earth. This is the fact. This is how we know the Bible is true. Job 9:24.
The book of Job, chapter 9, verse 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
And that's why they run everything. That's why the U.S. can say, nope. The U.S. right now is trying to dismantle OPEC. How can you try to dismantle and change the policy when they're the ones who produce the oil? They all unilaterally agree with the decision, and because it doesn't benefit you, you want to change? This is how you know Esau run the earth. Read.
He covereth the faces of the judges thereof.
Come on.
If not, where and who is he?
Read it from the top.
The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
That's it. Let's look at the Wikipedia again. Look at this. Look at who it's given to. Read on.
The formation of the European Union, EU, and in 1999, the introduction of a unified currency, the euro, brought participating European countries closer through the convenience of a shared currency and has led to a stronger European cash flow. It is important to note that the European Union is not a country, rather a unique global organization as an entity forming one of the largest economies in the world.
Right. Now, scroll down a little bit more. And by the way, there's a disagreement even within the EU. That's why several countries have decided to come out. Even England is no longer part of the EU. Scroll down. Let's look at the here goes the GDP. Now it's in Europe. So we can scroll down. That's the collective of all of, but I want to look at the individuals. They should go into that. Right there, boom. So this is pretty much online with what we read before. Now, this is the European continent, and we're going to include the UK in that, even though it's actually not on a continent. It's associated with Europe. Germany is the top, followed by the United Kingdom, followed by France, followed by Italy. Even in Spain is there, right? So now, keep that in mind as what we're about to see. Why do I say that? These are the richest, strongest economies in Europe, and something's going on. We brought out a couple weeks ago. Something's going on there right now, and it's about to get a lot worse because it's cool in October, but it get real cold in November and super cold in January and February. Things are about to get really real. Let's go to the next one, video in France. We saw what happened in Brussels, Belgium. We saw some weeks ago in Germany, different cities. We saw the Czech Republic, where we're talking tens of thousands of Caucasians are up in arms. Why? Because now they about to get touched. Their pockets are getting touched. Because of why? The Lord is allowing Putin to harden his heart, the NATO to do what the Lord's doing with all the two Edomite brothers, and he's going to cause a whole lot of problems. And behind the scenes, when you read in the book of Joel, he's going to lure them all into the valley of Jehoshaphat. And that's what's going to pop off in the Middle East. That's why you got Saudi Arabia right now. The U.S. is talking about our relationship has changed with you. And guess what? If you notice, they've never really bothered Saudi Arabia, right? Look how big Saudi Arabia is. Remember in Ezra it talks about and the dragons of Arabia will remember their nature. Get me that real quick. Why? Think about God as a master. How do you get them to the valley of Jehoshaphat? He's showing you right now. You cause a problem with the brothers, those Edomites in the European Union. Then you make them divided. Then they go against America. Then now you have the Middle East. How does the Middle East ultimately pull together? Saudi Arabia has never had a problem with the U.S. They're very close allies. Now, look how the Most High making the U.S. This is amazing. We living in really biblical times, y'all. Don't let anything throw y'all out the way in this truth. Read, please.
2nd Ezra chapter 15, verse 31.
Yes.
And then shall the dragons have the upper hand, remembering their nature.
Because right now, even though the Saudis do dress in their traditional garb, they have the policy and they agree wholeheartedly with the U.S., okay? But there's going to come a time when the Arabs, the sons of Ishmael, are going to remember that they were 12 princes and they were given a blessing. And they're going to remember all the things that Esau did to them. Remember when they raised that flag up when they killed that number 2 guy? You think they forgot about what Esau did to them? No. The Lord going to put it in this. The Lord holding them back right now. He's going to put them in their spirits. That Ishmael's a wild man. Okay? Read on.
And if they shall turn themselves, conspiring together in great power to persecute them, then these shall be troubled and keep silence through their power and shall flee.
Now, the point is that they're going to remember their nature. Now, I just went off on a tangent there real quick, but go back to where we was at the France. Yes, sir. Watch this. Remember, France has one of the top 10 economies in the whole world. In the EU, they like number 3 and number 4. Okay? This is what's happening in France. And I know it's not all what's happening in the Russian war in Russia. I know some of it's striking. I get that. But this is October. And they still got their fall jackets on in France. But wait, in Saint-Tropez, it's a lot warmer. But look at northern France, the north of the Iberian Peninsula. It's a lot colder up there. Read and play.
Let's cross over to Europe now. And in Paris, dozens of black-clad protesters have clashed with police and smashed shop windows. That's during a demonstration calling for wage hikes as high inflation, as we were just discussing here in the UK. They're also seeing that in France is eating away at ordinary citizens' purchasing power. According to the Interior Ministry in France, 11 people were arrested just in the French capital, and more than 100,000.
When he said dozens of people. Those are thousands of people right there. Thousands of people. And why? Because their energy bills, not just their petrol or their gasoline for the vehicles, their home heating oils. A lot of us that live in the deep south, we have a very short heating season, right? Maybe a month, sometimes 6 weeks down here. In southern Florida, you don't have anything. Latin American countries, like you don't have any winter at all. When you've lived in a climate where you have with long winters, trust me, when that cold hits you, these people know something's coming. Okay? Play on.
Ordinary citizens' purchasing power. According to the Interior Ministry in France, 11 people were arrested just in the French capital, and more than 100,000 people nationwide answered a call from left-wing parties and some trade unions to go out onto the streets to demonstrate, including 13,000.
Now pause real quick. One thing I noticed right away is I like to pay attention to how they're dressed. Almost, if you look carefully, almost all of them have long sleeves on. If you look at their outfits, because it's starting to get cool down. And once they don't have the money to buy home heating oil, or they don't have the money to keep warm, what do you think they're going to do? Watch what's about to happen. And why do you think they target iconic vehicles like they're about to do a Mercedes BMW dealership? Why? Because the rich, the elites, they're not worried about that. They got all of that. And that's why the French Revolution happened. They stormed the wall of the Bastille because the rich was getting super rich and the poor was, it was called, look up the French Revolution. Okay, they stormed the castle, the wall of Bastille, something like that. I read about that learn about in friggin' college and high school. Watch this. Play on.
By one estimate in the capital, but according to one trade union in France,
these are good white people right here. You know, these not the Negroes. These are Caucasians that are doing these things in first-rate, top GDP countries. Why? Why would the white man struggle? Because the Lord is going to bring hell on these people. And they're about to see it. And that's why it's going to cause them to realize that we're suffering over here. You are across the Atlantic Ocean with a $19 trillion economy. And you calling the shots, and we over here freezing our ass off? We can't afford this? The Lord is a master. The Lord is a master. They're not going to be able to calm the people down. The Lord rising up, going to rise spirits up. Play on.
That 70,000 people took part in that march just in Paris, just in the French capital.
Again, pause. Let's take a look at the race here. These are not Negroes. You got a couple of Asians there, but these are Caucasian people. And they are protesting the high prices and inflation and what is to come. And then, by the way, the anchor is out of UK. He said the same thing is going on in the UK. Play on.
Hey, Kat,
now,
yes, sir.
Real quick, they got a brother that said, I'm here in Austria. We are in trouble when the snow comes. It's already cold here. They outlawed going to the forest to get wood.
What?
And over 9 companies in Germany have already filed for bankruptcy.
I'm going to tell you something. You know how wicked that is? To tell somebody you can't go. Let's say you own the land, or let's say across the land is that you so cold you can't get heating oil, and you can't go cut down wood so you can burn and keep warm. It goes to show you, that's why like in this country, in Seattle, other places, they will tax you for rainwater collection and make it illegal in some places. This just shows you the pride of Esau's heart. I'm going to show you, we pray, all brothers over there in Austria, our brothers over in the Netherlands, in all these European countries, y'all stick together, keep these commandments, y'all pray for each other, you work together. Acts 2 is going to have to come and play. Okay, y'all going to get hit. Europe is about to get hit hard. Okay, play on.
Tensions started to rise over the course of the day. Police then charged at protesters. Meanwhile, workers at several oil refineries and depots, that's operated by the energy giants Total Energies, they've voted to extend a strike that's now in its 3rd week. In the city of Nantes, hospital staff, social educators, students and workers from other sectors are also demonstrating.
Now, pause. Why would, let's think about it. Why would transportation workers, educators, why would all these different, pretty much unrelated sectors of society all be striking? Because the wages that they're earning with the inflation that's arising, they have to make tough decisions. You ever heard that? Well, I got to get my medicine or I got to pay my heat bill. When you're faced with decisions like that, like I got a family of 5 and I got to get to work, but I got to get food. Now you can only cut so far back, and these winters are no joke. This is we're seeing that. I'm telling you, we're gonna stay on this as we get through November, December. Okay, and when you start messing with Esau's holidays, he ain't got money for no Christmas gifts. Okay, that's the other thing. Their lack of spending power. Okay, play on.
3rd week in the city of Nantes, hospital staff, social educators, students and workers from other sectors are also demonstrating. Take a listen.
We are especially angry. That is to say, in front of all this loss of purchasing power, there is no answer from this government. Just to say that people are only there to block. But the real demand of the people who are in the street at the moment is the purchasing power and the salary increase.
Student precariousness is a real problem, and our goal is really to fight against it. And even if we use this demonstration as a support, our goal is to really fight for a better life for students with,
all right,
for
Paul,
example...
so just showing this is going on right now in France, which is one of the largest economies, first world economies, primarily Caucasian country, that is going through social upheaval, through strikes, and their economy is hurting. Okay?
Hey, Cap.
Yes.
You saw that sign that they was holding up?
Yes. Which one?
The white sign. It was in another language, but I just did a translate on it. The sign means who sows misery reaps anger.
Hey, and that's why a lot of these countries, in particular Germany, they're like, yo, you NATO, they don't want NATO to be in the midst of their country's business. Because Russia, before this whole thing happened, they didn't have these issues.
Yep.
And they're starting to realize, hold up, because of your connection to the U.S., because, by the way, the only two that are not in that are, I believe it's Canada and Mexico and the U.S. are the only ones that are not in that area in NATO. U.S. is calling all the shots. The people realize, hold up, because we have to agree with, now we're suffering because now Russia, y'all, and Russia's our neighbor. There's a pipeline, Nord Stream 1, that directly connects. Nord Stream 1 doesn't go to the United States. It goes to Europe. Mm-hmm. So now there's going to be internal conflict with Esau against Esau. Now, go to Berlin. Yes, sir. 3 more minutes. Now, Berlin, why am I going to here? We talked about it 2 weeks ago. Berlin is a major city in Germany. Germany has the 4th largest economy in the world, and the largest, according to multiple statistics, in all of Europe. So what's going on in Germany? Again, start to pay attention to what's going on. It's bigger than us. God is a puppet master dealing with the hearts of men right now. Our power, our Father who art in heaven, is doing all of this because we are going to be delivered. And we all listen, we all got to endure to the end. Every one of us has got a wicked ass heart at the core. We have to strive to keep these commandments. We have to change. We all struggle with internal things. We all struggle with things that we battle with. Some brothers is different. Some sisters are different. We have to get ourselves right before judgment comes. We have to get ourselves right. So don't fall out this truth for some stupid. Don't let nobody take you out this truth, Israel. Don't let anybody do that to you. All right? Play.
Hundreds of protesters gathered outside the federal chancellery in Berlin over the weekend, holding signs calling for immediate help for the poor, healthy food, and the end to poverty. The protesters are just some of the people affected by Germany's cost of living crisis, with inflation reaching a 50-year high and energy prices continue to rise.
That's all I wanted. This is a mild video. I couldn't find a really good one. We found some good ones last 2 weeks. The largest economy in Europe, they're suffering because of energy cost increase, and they're suffering because of what's about to happen. And Germany's a cold-ass country. Cold, long winters. This is about to get real. Y'all, Israel, y'all watch and pray. You know what you got to watch and pray for? The destruction of your enemies. Okay, for all that they've did, do you pray and you pray that the Lord destroy them? It's not unrighteous. You pray that the Lord bring them down. Okay, and with that, guess what? Give me that in the book of, I always forget this one. And with the salvation of the righteous shall become the destruction of your enemies. It's Wisdom of Solomon. It's either chapter 8 or 18. I get that confused every time. 18. We're going to end it with this. And next week, we're going to go into, and it's not going to be part 4. We're going to continue to watch what goes on in Europe. We're going to watch what goes on with these protests. We want you to follow along, y'all. Watch Austria, watch the Czech Republic, watch Germany, watch France, watch Spain, watch Italy. Watch what's happening as the winter goes on, Okay, and they trying to help with different big spending packages, aid packages to help offset the cost of utility bills. But there's only so much you can do. There's only so often you can do that. You can't do that forever.
Yep.
All right, read.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 18, verse 7.
We're going to leave you with this.
So of thy people was accepted both the salvation of the righteous.
So we are the righteous. We are the 12 tribes of Israel that we were scattered for reproach and a curse. We're the ones they call niggers and spicks and wetbacks. We are the ones that are not desired. We are the ones that are suffering. We are the ones that are on the receiving end of low wages, on the receiving end of all of the turmoil of society in general. Read on.
And destruction of the enemies.
Read it again from the top.
So of thy people was accepted both the salvation of the righteous and destruction of the enemies.
Because some people of our people are not going to accept the fact that, yeah, they like the saving part, but they don't want their enemy to be destroyed. We do. We pray that the Lord destroy our enemy on his time. Destroy our enemies and raise us back up so we as a nation, we can rule again. So with that, Israel, we're going to close out a little, well, we're really on time, 11:05. We got some things, we got to plug some things.
Hey, look, Israel, if y'all want to continue to see shows like this, help us to push the truth to the four corners of the earth. Give alms. You can give alms to your local school via dropping it in the alms box, or you can go online, in your local school's email address via PayPal. If you want to donate to this show, you can do so at IUIC.New at IsraelUnite.org via PayPal. Also, make sure y'all give to the Booster Club, IUIC.Fundraising at IsraelUnite.org. Give alms, y'all.
Hey, real quick, before we close out, Officer Mike I forgot about that. Can we put that picture that he posted from Sergeant News Network? Because it's not just happening in France and Germany. It's happening all over Europe. In all of these, the largest of the economies. Let's look. I want them to see what's going on. Is it
the 7 heads cap?
I'll tell you what.
Because I saw 6 out of 7 heads on that Wikipedia with the GDP that you posted. Yeah, the only one that I didn't see on there.
Can we post that? I want the people to see. I want the purpose of this show, y'all. We want to keep you informed of what's going on, for you to understand of who you are in these last days, and this should give you hope. Wow. The Most High is making these things happen right before our eyes. You're seeing it real time. Who would have thought that in Germany, in France, that this would be going on in 2022 with all these technological advancements? All of this year of old money they got from robbing and destroying people through slavery. Nowadays, societies are crumbling. Think about it. Let's look at that. This is a sea. Tens of thousands of people, and I don't know where that's at. Next one. That looks like German. Zwurst. Unser Land Zwurst. That sounds German. Okay, next one. These are just some pictures that so look, France, Italy, Belgium, and many other countries in Europe, mass protests are happening across Europe as high food and really it's the high energy prices and sanctions on Russia that are crippling European. But yet they want to show, and shout out, no disrespect to the artist formerly known as Kanye Ye. But they got us watching this. When Europe is crumbling, the top 10 GDPs are crumbling, and the U.S. won't show you that.
And Cap,
it's amazing.
The U.S. told them, we can't help you. The U.S. told them, look, we can't help you. We have a shipping crisis.
Yep.
Oil can only be gotten, but for so fast. We can't go over there and help you. So imagine Big Brother America got you in all of this stuff, all this crap, because you they NATO allies, you they hand of God over there on that side of the world, and now when you need help, they not there for you. So I wonder what that would make you feel like.
So not only that, Biden just released 15 billion barrels of the oil from the reserve to try to lower the prices here. So he's tapping in the reserve of the U.S. and selling that off.
That's what, like I said, that's what's you're gonna find that the pressure that these people are gonna put on their governors, their parliament, their presidents. They're going to listen. They could overrun their governments. That's what happened in the French. Do me a favor. Before this is the last thing we're going to do. I want you to Google the French Revolution. Don't think that the history cannot repeat itself. Those of you in college and high school, you read about the French Revolution. They literally toppled the doggone the government. Okay? We're gonna just give me something basic. Okay? And then we closing out after this. Thank you for staying with us, y'all. Listen, by the way, while you subscribe to IUIC New Orleans, shout out to the tech team. We just surpassed 14,000 subscriptions. We're going to 15,000, and we're on our way to 20,000. So support us, share our videos, like, subscribe, hit the bell notifications. This way, somebody will let you know, or you'll get an indication on your phone when a new video comes out. Support us. We're trying to grow. We're trying to push this truth the best of our ability. All right. So look, the French Revolution, I'm going to read it. The French Revolution was a period of radical political and societal change in France that began with the Estates of the General 1789 and ended with the formation of the French consulate in November 1799. That was a 10-year period. Many of its ideas are considered fundamental principles of liberal democracy. That's why liberals are some of the most violent, evil, vile, degenerate people that came out of. They're the ones who topple governments. Okay, so just know this, and those of you can research for your own. It took about 10 years, and one of the final the end scenes is they actually stormed the castle. Okay, and that was a symbolism of the people rising up, so-called their people rising up. They have a history of doing these things. NATO in many of these countries is seen as the devil. Like Officer Matthews said, you lead me to a fight, then you go across the street and watch me? Are you serious? That's what they're doing. They're really jacking them up right now. And that's probably a corny analogy, but that's what they're doing. Okay?
No, that's on point.
All right, so look. We're going to get ready to close out. Shout out. Look, tomorrow's the big night, okay? Tomorrow's the big night. The Friday night lineup starting with the Book of Our Fathers, all the heavy hitters right down to Raw with Deacon Asaph, all right? All praise the Lord. Thank you for watching us. Precept upon precept. Y'all support us. We're trying to grow. We're small, but we're trying to grow, So, we good? Yes, sir. With that, we precept upon precept. And with that, we say, Shalom. Shalom.
You listening to precept on precept. Captain Shim break it down to no meat left. Line upon line in the word make you respect. History collegiate when we teach it, brains reset. You listening to precept on precept. Captain Shim break it down to no meat left. Line upon line, the word.